I'm getting nervous about just how hard we're selling off. There's going to be a bounce at some point. It could be a ferocious one. You know, 9.99 million out of 9 people are perma bulls, and so they'll all be all over it, excited about, you know, the bear market's over. It won't. Yeah, even I, like I say, am kind of wringing my hands about like, how this can't collapse every day. We were at lifetime highs just 2.5 weeks ago, and we've shaved off way more than $1 trillion off the market. I mean, it's been great. But there will be a bounce. Have to deal with it. It's annoying. It'd be nice if it went down every day, but it's not gonna. But yeah, here's the spider. We've broken every meaningful support level, and if we do bounce, I mean, the funny thing is, like, the bounce was Friday. Friday's high would have been a great place to get short, because that's about as much as mustard. I don't even know if it'll get back there. The capricious nature of these tariffs, of course, is like jerking the market left and right. It's like the boy who cried tariff at this point. So there's like zero credibility. The cubes are particularly hard hit. The whole AI thing is completely toast. We were at lifetime highs just here back on Feb 19. And, you know, the whole Sam Altman worship, Nvidia worship, Jensen Huang worship, those are all gone. Everyone's become a financial atheist now. But this is getting very stretched. I am toying with the idea of maybe getting a hedge of some kind. What I've been doing instead is trying to look for any pockets of strength to sell into, like, say, XLU earlier today, gold on Friday, that kind of thing. Because there are some places that even Mr. Perma Bear would not go near, like semiconductors right now. They're just crashed. XLK, another technology ETF, falling hard. Here too, have just been a virtually uninterrupted free fall. And it's not like COVID-25 has come up or anything like that. It's just like people are slowly, it's like person by person, it's done in them that, oh, this isn't going to be this glorious new age. I mean, what a joke. What a complete joke. You know, the great new age of America, like the crypto reserve, just complete. Anyone blinkered enough to remember all that, to know any of that stuff or to accept any of that stuff. Like, it's maybe the greatest time of America, and the strategic reserve is going to save us all, et cetera, et cetera. Crueler souls would say you deserve what you get. I'm not that sort, but still, it's a bit naive, I think, to buy that pablum. A little ticked off at EFA because this weirdly was at lifetime highs on Friday, and I could not understand why. Well, that didn't last. We've got an island reversal gap now. This little cluster here is up there now. We've got a nice gap below it. So it was just weird to me that with all that's going on, that, you know, worldwide equities be like, oh, let's make a lifetime high as we head into a cataclysmic depression. But that did not last. So we've undone that. FXI, which I bought oodles of puts on Friday, is falling nicely. We're down over 3% on China. I suspect it's got lots more to go. And then Brazil, I couldn't help myself anymore. Earlier today, I went and got some more puts on that, or got puts on that again, even though it's broken my heart before. But Brazil is just a lovely pattern. So, I mean, at the moment, I've got 17 different positions, 16 of them profitable. But like I say, I'm just wringing my hands. But take the wringing of hands as a good sign for the bears, because, you know, it's sort of like the opposite of how it's been for years, which is like, why does the market keep going up? You know, it can't keep doing this. It doesn't make any sense. And it just keeps going up. Well, it works the other direction too. It's like, you know, stocks are so cheap now. The PEs are 90 instead of 95, you know. Semiconductors, Nvidia, plunging more, cutting even below this trend line. That's how weak it is. We are trading now where we were trading last May. And we have lost a third of the value here. This one stock alone, $1 trillion loss. Just one stock, $1 trillion, all gone. And I don't think we'll ever see those levels again, ever, in history. But like I keep saying, there will be a bounce. I just keep throwing this disclaimer out. So if it does go up 300, no one's going to be like, Gotcha. No, I know it's coming. On semiconductor, down again, and they just keep grinding lower. I'm not going to go near them, but they just keep grinding lower because people are realizing that this AI thing ain't going to save nobody. Just like Ethereum didn't save nobody. And SMH in general down almost 5%. And so likewise, we're trading on this one where we were trading a year ago. I mean, as Elon might say, let that sink in. You know, you buy the semiconductor sector. There's this glorious semiconductor bull market, and a year later, you have zero gains. Tesla, speaking of Elon, keeps collapsing. Another Fibonacci fail today. You know, this has gone from this miracle stock, which went up hundreds of percent, to complete obliteration. And this is the biggest down bar we've had in this whole fiasco. Maybe it's dawning on the man that getting into politics and picking off everybody with ears wasn't a great strategy. 55-60% loss. I'm losing track. I mean, it's becoming irrelevant. He personally has lost way more than probably like 130, 140, 150 billion dollars now. Not real sharp to do that. So yeah, just a disaster, absolute disaster. Anything related to the whole brand new era thing has just been, I was going to say laid waste. It's not. It's chapter one. Okay, it's starting to get laid waste. You know, a year from now, when we're at 95% losses, then we can talk about laid waste. But like, you know, Geo Group. Those who watched John Oliver last night may have seen the talk about the detention centers. Axon. You know, we're going to taser everybody. No, we're not. And of course, what's the word? Yeah, I don't have time to think of words. DJT, Trump Media. This has been just skinning like crazy ever since pretty much inauguration day. So just across the board, you know, Trump coin, Melania coin, on and on and on. Some of the hottest stocks out there are getting cold in a big hurry. We have Reddit, which is down about 50% plus. Lots of stocks have lost more than half their value in the past few weeks. So Reddit's one. Serve Robotics, just nothing but down. Nvidia, had been their patron, and this has fallen from 23 down to a few dollars now, heading towards zero. Intuitive Machines, one of the many private space companies, plunging. Oklo, Sam Altman's nuclear power company, and this is a blue chip compared to this sort of thing. Net Power. Here we've gone from about $15 to $2.50. So these are big moves. It's there's a lot going on under the surface, and you can see people are, at this very moment, people are looking for, when's the bottom? When's the bottom? About half an hour ago, people started buying back in. I was kind of disappointed today was down, to tell you the truth, because the Russell in particular is just begging to be shorted at the right levels, and those levels never came. It just kept falling. So I was kind of hoping for a rally today to take advantage of, but there was no rally. Maybe that's forthcoming and it'll be a bigger one. Well, Bitcoin's going exactly like I said. I talked about the importance of 90,000. I talked about the notion of a counter-trend rally to around 90,000. It got up to 93 or so. And we're plunging on this one as well. And I've long held that this was headed, and it probably sounded preposterous at the time when this was at 108,000. Talk of it going to the 70s would seem absurd. We're already there. I think we've got thousands left to go. It is just comic, the predictions about $500,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin. And they have these absurd arithmetic exercises where they would take all the value of the currency in the world and divide it by the number of Bitcoins and say that's the target. I can't imagine the sort of mentality that would go through such an algorithm. It won't be $1 million. I dare say a few years from now, people will be like, bit what? But don't tell the crypto creeps that they're a weird cult. So just don't. Take it from me. Just kind of, smile quietly and walk to the other side of the room because they are freaks. MicroStrategy is getting killed. They're down way more than 50%. Michael Saylor just keeps borrowing more billions and buying more Bitcoin with a desperate hope that somehow it'll make a difference. It hasn't been making a difference. We may well have seen the peak for Bitcoin for all time already. And, a decade from now, if we're still around, books will be written about like, what were they thinking? So yeah. Gold, as I said, I shorted on Friday, and we're down on this. I'm holding on. I think we've got more to go. I'm just kind of tightening the stop as we go. I'm out of time already, but we got a late start, so indulge me a little bit here. I'm going to go a little bit over. Oil is also starting to fall. And XOP in particular, the oil and gas exploration ETF, this had rallied earlier today, and I loaded up on more DVN and COP puts, and so far so good. This is probably the best looking ETF pattern I'm seeing. XOP looking really sharp there. My bullpen is weathering the storm. Here's a couple you've seen before. EXEL up today over 3%, and Gilead, it's not much, but it's green. That's up too. But we're going to close with IWM because this is what I was talking about. Let's stretch this a little bit. The thing is that a pitch perfect move, which may have already begun half an hour ago, would be a rally back to this pattern. And everyone's going to think it's over. Yay, hooray, zaza. And then the real big down move begins. I'm not thrilled about that prospect because I'm kind of in position already, but I try to surgically tweak things day to day. But just know that with IWM in particular, there's a real prospect because he might say, like, forget all the tariffs. I didn't mean it, and the market would go up 2,000 points. So bottom line is the breakdowns are here. The failures are there. Things are looking really good, but a bounce is going to come. It, as I said, may have already started half an hour ago. It may be spectacular, but it will reach, I believe, those kind of resistance levels that will simply present more opportunities to get short. So